Good afternoon, forgive my voice, and we are right here at Kitengela prison. And today, guys, as you can see behind me, we have a big team. First of all, I'll allow Eugene to take us through what is happening here, then we will continue. Hi, Eugene.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure to welcome all of you here at Kitengela prisons, where we're planting trees to simplify or rather continue with the presidential directive of planting 15 billion trees in this country. We chose the prisons because at least in the prisons they can be taken care of, unlike if you plant in the schools, when people close there's no one in the schools. So we chose prisons because at least the trees will be taken care of, they will grow. We are 100% sure the seedlings that we have planted, we can come back here and get the fruits. Just to add on it, we've had majority of the people who have supported us in this initiative. We've had Honorable Ababu Namwamba with the Cabinet Secretary for Sports. He has been there for the young people. This is a movement for the young people. So he's always supporting us to make sure we achieve the dreams of the young people. And also him being a steadfast person. This is the only CS you can reach out, be it on message or call, and he will respond to you. So I'm urging all the young people to support Honorable Ababu Namwamba because he's also supporting us. So if we support him and show him solidarity, he can come up with major initiatives more than these ones we are doing here, because he needs us young people and we need him as the person at the helm of the ministry. We also like to thank the Member of Parliament for Kitengela West, that is Honorable Hilary Kosgei. He has been there for us. He introduced us to the Kenya Forest Service, where we have had good partnerships. And we also thank the people at the Kenya Forest Service, Madam Charity and Madam Joyce, with the regional officer for Nairobi and Kajiado. She has been an immense support to us. She has been there. She has helped us secure seedlings where it has been difficult. So we thank all those stakeholders. Another last person I would like to really give my thanks to is the nominated MCA Nairobi County, Honorable Joy Mdoni Mwangi. She has been there for us. She is there for the young people. So it is now our initiative as Wazalendo movement, because this is a movement of the jobless by the jobless, for the jobless. So we are trying to use this climate change advocacy to shape the narrative of the young people in the near future. We are also trying to use this to push the narrative out there that we young people, we cannot wait until the jobs are created. We can only create the jobs for ourselves, because like I said yesterday on Citizen TV, we cannot wait for the government to create jobs. It is us, the young people, to come up with ideas, to come up with initiatives and support the government. If we support the government and realize there are initiatives in this government that we need to be part of, it makes us easier, because when a conference is called, we attend. When there is a youth connect, we attend. Unlike before, when they were asking us as young people to show up, we never used to show up. You will never find young people doing the initiatives we are doing in prisons to make sure we are greening all prisons in the entire country. Not just in Kenya. We'll move out of Kenya and go to Uganda. Entire Africa need to be greened and under this climate change. We just finished the COP28. So if you look at the agenda of the COP28, those are the things we are trying to focus on, because there's been serious emissions, carbon emissions. That's what we are trying to curb by planting trees, by doing smart agriculture and all that. Yes.
And what is your end goal towards this project? Because when you start something, definitely you have your goals.
If you look at it, the prisoners, or rather the inmates, lack nutrients most of the time. And we are trying to remove this burden from the government to be buying fruits for them. Instead, we want to plant fruits, to plant orchards in each and every prison in this country, so that they no longer need to buy. They can only go to their farms and uproot, not uproot, but get the fruits for them to feed on. Unlike before, where they need a budget from the exchequer account. That has been an issue all along, because we know there is no money. We know that our economy is struggling. As much as the president is doing a lot, we understand that it is the people like us, it is the other young people, other organizations, to come up and help the prisoners achieve. People look at the moment you come to the prisons, people look at it like you're doing a bad thing, because these people have been convicted. There are people in the prisons who are there wrongfully convicted. So we need to also look at that. So So those are the major things we need to achieve as Wazalendo, because moving forward, these prisoners will get out of here. So we also have an initiative rolling out next year, whereby we'll be teaching coding in prisons. We need these people to be knowledgeable about computer, because when someone is locked for like 5 years, when they go out there, even the social media has changed. Everything has changed. So we are trying to put all that while they are here. The moment they leave here, it doesn't look like it is a new world they are beginning. Yes.
Can we have someone else maybe to tell a
Let
little
our
bit of
Secretary
this?
General say something, please.
Okay. How are you? First of all, introduce yourself, then take us through.
I'm Waooow Kevin, Secretary General of Wazalendo Movement. So, as my chairman has stated, it's very clear that third world is actually facing climate change, climate crisis, which is worldwide actually. But third world is really feeling the pinch because of poverty and other political mechanized reasons. So, as today you've seen, we've come to plant trees, and as he has stated, we are looking forward into planting more and more trees, because this is just the beginning of our project. And we are trying to advocate the youths to actually join the movement and enable to give us an easy transition, so that we can be able to reach different prisons at different times, because this is only happening in Nairobi. Meanwhile, if the group would have been given enough support by the government, we would have been having another group, perhaps in Homa Bay prison, in different prison, Committee prison, working on the same project. So we are very much delighted for the media fraternity and the prison wardens and the inmates who have helped us actually who have cooperated easily and made this work easy for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have here Navy Legesa.
Hi.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Navy Legesa. I'm the CEO for African Climate and Environment Foundation. I'm also consulting for Wazalendo Youth Movement. So as young guys, I know we are just out of COP the other day, and now we are back into action. So over the years, it has been ambition, but today as young guys, we are back down to the ground and jump into action. Since climate change is cutting across a number of areas, ranging from hunger, climate change, we have poverty, and also the issue of plastic pollution, and the world is now tackling 3 planetary crises, which we are now working on to make sure, like as young guys, we are jumping into action. That's why we are here today, and also the concept of inclusion. At COP, we've been talking about climate finance, grassroots inclusion, and this is now the biggest thing that we want to do, cutting across various departments. It should not be only the youth, maybe the villages, but all the sectors that we have in our society. That's the area we are looking at. And also issue of planting trees. We are looking at ecosystem from a very critical angle. It's not all about mass planting, but we are looking at ecosystem flows. How is it? Ranging from animals, insecta, human life, and also the plant itself. And also looking at this ecosystem, you're looking at Kajiado itself. Which type of trees can grow here? Maybe if it's fruit yielding, which types of trees are we going to grow here? And if it's fruits, we are going to solve the issue of hunger. At the same time, we are going to solve the issues of poverty. At the same time, we are going to solve the issues of maybe the disconnection between the people, inmates, and the community that we have at large. So we urge everyone to jump on board and join us in this mission to restore as we fight issues of climate change and carbon emission throughout our country, Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you so much. First of all, introduce yourself.
My name is James Mudui, Senior Superintendent of Prison, in charge of farms. I'm the farm manager. Wazalendo movement came on board actually to supplement what we've been actually doing. We had a call from the president to plant trees as many as we can in available space, public space that we have. Kitengela prison sits on 272 acres of land, which is arable. So actually, our efforts and the national government efforts has been a drop in the ocean. But we welcome on board the private sector, the NGOs, and the stakeholders to actually support this noble cause, and we provide the space. Today, Wazalendo movement came on board, and they jumped on board, and they provided us with the fruit seedlings and afforestation fruit seedlings. They'll go a long way in supporting the inmate rehabilitation program, which will support the program of rehabilitation and empowering the inmates in future reintegration into the society. So we are very happy for Wazalendo movement for taking up the noble challenge and coming on board. Thank you.
Maybe a question, is this the first project that is happening here, or you've had other projects before?
It is a continuous exercise. As I said, afforestation has been a continuous exercise in the prisons. We have a program, but we plant in phases due to capacity. Kitengela sits on semi-arid area, so Wazalendo movement is the first NGO who have come on board to support us in this noble cause, and I believe going forward it will continue, and it will benefit. It will be beneficial to us and the inmates, and to the Kenyans wide.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me just say this as we finish, before I welcome my good brother here to wind up. The members of this prison have been so fundamental in making sure this becomes a reality. The officer in charge has been supportive, the deputy officers, the officers here. So I really want to thank them for being there for us, for supporting us and making this initiative a success. Allow me this time to welcome the representative for Waziri Ababu Namwamba to say something, because this is someone who has really been there for us, and I think we should also give him time to say something. Karibu.
Asante sana. My name is Bonnie Manyala. I'm the representative for Waziri Ababu Namwamba. Waziri Ababu Namwamba was invited by Eugene to be here. He couldn't be able to make it this morning, so I'm representing him. Waziri is delighted to be part of this movement, the Wazalendo movement. One, because it's a movement for young people, and you are well aware, Eugene, this is not the first engagement that we are having together. Waziri has been part of this movement before, and it's not going to be the last engagement we are having together. And he is delighted to be part of this movement because it's a movement for young people. And true, it's also a movement that is desired to do activity that are in line with the agenda of the president and the government of Kenya. We have been told here that the president's agenda is to plant 15 billion trees in 10 years, and that is the goal of the Ministry of Young People, the Ministry of Youth. And it is important that young people are coming on board to be part of the government agenda. And so when we see activities like this taking place, then we will quickly jump on board, because planting trees is not just creating afforestation, but planting trees will also create opportunities for young people to get employment. It creates an opportunity for young people to get into farming. Planting trees helps us conserve the environment, but it also does what? It also helps us to build an environment for us to grow crops and do farming. So in that and in that manner, then it means that we will be stemming into the problem of food security. So planting trees does help us to create opportunities for us to grow more food and then address the question of food security. So for us, people who are in government, then it's a delight for us to be part of movements such as this, movements initiated by young people to help push the agenda of the government. Being here to plant 3,000 seedlings, it's not a small thing. To be here this morning to plant fruit seedlings, to plant forest seedlings. It's not a small thing. And I saw this morning, I was with him this morning, and to bring here 3,000 seedlings is not a small thing, and especially coming from young people as you. And for me and the ministry, Waziri, I think the ministry and the CES will be glad to continue this movement, and I'm glad that you speak of the idea of pushing this beyond Kenya.
Yeah.
And I see you are actually, your name says Wazalendo Africa. So for me, that means it is, as you have rightly said, it's a movement that is going to go beyond Kenya, go into Uganda, go into Tanzania, and probably many parts of Africa. So that is really a good thing for us who are sitting in government. What I know about young people like you is that many times we are told government should build the future for young people. But we also believe that young people should be built for the future. And I think that is what we are doing. When we do partnerships, when we work together like this, then we not only build the future for young people, but we also build young people for the future. We prepare them for the future that is ahead. So I'm really glad to be here to be representing Waziri Ababu Namwamba this morning. Thank you so much.
So Eugene, the last question to you, because we've seen this project here within Nairobi,
Yes.
maybe other counties, because I saw there is a comment that I saw people asking if you have plans of moving to other counties. Yeah, what are your plans?
We are recruiting people. We are urging everyone to be part of this. This is an African movement. This is not just a Kenyan, a Nairobi or Kajiado or Machakos. This is a movement whereby we tend to recruit people. We have people representative in African countries. We have representative in all 47 counties. So after the Kajiado, we're moving to Nairobi. We have a next project in Nairobi at Langata prisons. So after Langata prisons, we'll finish the Nairobi prisons at Kamiti. Then we'll move out of Nairobi. There is Manyani. There is Naivasha. There is Homa Bay prisons. There is Shikutse there in Kakamega. So it's not like a Nairobi or a Kajiado thing. We are here to help young, because this is a movement for the jobless young people, and this is a movement where we are trying to create opportunity for the young people. So if we only concentrate in Nairobi, we lose the focus. We are diversified. We have people and representatives and members in each and every county. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Hannah Matenge. I work and cut across the terrestrial and marine environment. And recently, the COP28 just concluded and the COP18, and we're back here on the ground doing something, actually showing what we had there, action. And right now we're doing action here on the ground, so it's very, very important. And some of the agendas that were pushed was the loss and damage finance, whereby for the first time in history, we had the global leaders actually financing to loss and damage. We also had the adaptation funds, and we were also pushing for the green climate fund, which was once the funds were released, but it did not trickle down to the grassroots levels. So this is a call upon all global leaders and all youths that this is a space that we all need to come into together. We need to work together. So as a youth, I'm calling on my fellow youth. This is a very nice initiative that the Wazalendo are doing. And the fact that we are now working with inmates, they feel excluded just because they feel like they are in a small cocoon. It's good to include them. Climate change is affecting all of us. Climate change does not exclude them just because they're inmates. So including them in such spaces, we have no other planet. There is no planet B. That is the slogan. So we need to include each and every person from the youngest to the oldest. We need to work together, hold each other's hand. And just as the youth declaration released to KOI, to the COP28 team, it showed that we need more youth in these spaces. We need youth speaking. We don't want them to speak for us. We know what affects us. So we need ourselves to actually represent ourselves in the policy. We want to sit down when the policies are being made in the international frameworks. We also need the youth to be heard during also interventions of such parties.
And how do you feel being part of this initiative?
I actually feel amazing. It's my first time. And I think this is a very new experience, working with the Wazalendo, with the inmates. So for me, I feel that this is the space we need to explore more, meaning that there are places that we are not exploring. So me, I just feel overwhelmed by all this.
Right, thank you so much.
Thank you.